Alright guys, doing my second video, and this one is just gonna be really basic stuff. Updates and the like. So far I've got a new domain and still trying to figure out hosting for my latest blog. I'm going to start working on the archives tonight. I've got 2 days off starting tomorrow. Probably gonna focus on that. And by the end of the weekend, I should have the archives for my old blog, animenews.biz, up and running. Uh, as far as what I'm actually going to do besides that, I'm just gonna start blogging in general again. I don't want to blog on Medium because uh, you don't have any real control over what you write on Medium, despite their platform being so centered on giving people a platform to write. Uh, with everything that's gone on over the past few years with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all of these platforms sort of siloing each other and siloing everything and really making a mockery of uh, the internet as a whole. Uh, I just decided I'm better off just paying for hosting and paying for a domain, and whatever I do in terms of projects, I'm going to host on the domain and on on the on the on the hosting instead of relying on an outside service. Uh, and that's really just because it's a question of control, and it's a question of uh, not wanting to contribute to the increasing balkanization of the internet. I don't like using Facebook much. In fact, I rarely use it now compared to when I first started using it in the past in the past few years. Uh, Mainly because of their copyright uh, rules regarding photos. Same thing with Instagram. If you notice, I don't post anything original on Instagram, hardly, if ever, because again, it goes back to the copyrights that they claim for anything posted on Instagram. Uh, and I'm really just increasingly growing uncomfortable with the idea of letting another service host what I do or what I post. This is also why I'm strongly reconsidering uh, using Twitter, because the more I use it and the more I continue to use it and the more the higher ups and the company itself decide to basically make the service worse for everybody with every constant update. And really just how Twitter itself has just become a shithole because of Ev Williams and his refusal to really do much of anything about it, and the fact that Twitter does not want to do anything about uh, anything regarding harassment, anything regarding mobs of reactionary groups attacking marginalized people. Uh, the only reason I'm really using the service now is because I know a lot of people on there that I have professional or personal connections to, and uh, it would be so much easier if I had everybody's email address or another way of contacting them, but I'm not about to contact or group DM 780 people just for another way of contacting them outside of Twitter, when for the most part the reason I'm on Twitter is so I can communicate with as many people as possible with minimal effort. And but the way things are going, I just don't see a way to maintain using Twitter, especially with uh, current events and just constant neglect from the company itself, the constant ignorance of the masses that use the service and want meaningful change on it, only to be ignored, and it just gets untenable by the day. I mean, I'm not gonna turn around and use Mastodon either, because that I mean that platform in itself has its own set of issues, and it's nowhere near user friendly enough to say that it's a viable Twitter alternative. So, I mean, I'm at the point now where where I can't quit social media, because I do need to have a presence on there, professionally at least, and personally I can take or leave. I mean, I have a personal account on Twitter, but that's not the one that I use the majority of the day. So I do have a lot to think about on that front. And as far as everything else goes, I think by this time next month I'll be ready to start streaming on Twitch. Uh, I'm buying a Switch at the end of the month, and then I'm gonna turn around and buy a another computer to start streaming. Because the Windows 2-in-1 I have now is woefully underpowered, and I need something with a bit more grunt, so to speak. Uh, I do still have plans on restarting my music production career. I do want to DJ again. Getting back into Detroit techno and underground resistance my really rekindled my creativity for wanting to go back and make music again. Uh, because I spent so much time overthinking what I wanted to do that I never actually got started. And I just got to the point where it I just spent so long overthinking it that I never actually got anything done outside of a few demos that I'm not happy with. And hopefully next month I can actually start getting going on a few things like that. Right now I'm just going to focus on just getting a solid foundation under me to start working on creative projects outside of work, because I don't want to. I like the paychecks that I have at my day job right now, and I like the fact that I'm about to get health insurance. But I don't want to. I don't want to sell cell phones all my life. I want to do something. I want to do something that will sustain me financially, but at the same time will allow me to express myself creatively and do it in a way that I don't have to worry so much about having to work a day job to support myself. And doubly so because I do live with a disability, and I need more help than most. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have planned for right now. I do have a couple of other projects in the pipeline next year for in terms of creative projects. Like I'm going to do my first. I'm going to shoot my first cosplays next year, uh, and sort of jump into cosplay photography. And then from there on out, I'm going to start working on a few books that I have planned. But